So I was just listening to a very good Buddhist monk preacher on Buddhist Store Global, and talking about Om Mani Padme Hum. And I enjoy his lectures. He's Everybody has a different energy. Somebody who spent 7 years in a monastery, and then left for whatever reason, entered for whatever reason, and left has a different energy, regardless of whatever is going on with them, than somebody who is still a monk, still practicing, still teaching every day, following things in the traditional way. And somebody else who's just read some things and has a different energy. And somebody that was the wife of a practitioner has a different energy than somebody else. um, so this is something that uh, gets into why I post. I don't know. He was talking about ego, and I'll wait until I'm enlightened, and then I'll teach everybody, and then I'll shine. It's I'm not claiming to be somebody other than what I am. I don't want to downplay, but I don't want to overplay. There are things in me that I don't even understand that shine forth that other people see. And so I just start trying to generate the energy based on my situation. And yeah, I'm continuing to study, to read. I bought another book about the 21 Nails of Taparishta, and it should be coming tomorrow. And that was after listening to a lecture of Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche talking about it a little bit. And I went looking for it, and I ended up paying the get it sooner than later price, because otherwise it might come someday and end up getting stuck. Our mail is really bad, and I don't want it to get stuck in the snail mail. So I read Buddhist sutras, I listen to Buddhist lectures, and then I read bond text. I read two different types, and Tenzin Wangyal Rinpoche's lectures and stuff they vary in their content. They vary quite a bit. Sometimes it's obvious how the title relates to the lecture, and sometimes it's not. He uses different methods of talking than the more direct Buddhist way of talking about things. And sometimes I listen to others, like Lama Yangdong and let's see, Nima Drakpo. And others that I can't recall their names, a little less famous, but associated with the various bond places. I joined a bunch of bond groups on Facebook the other day. I also sent a friend's request to the frenemy that I was involved with here in Bloomington in the 90s, who's still in the area, and they'd lost track of me, I guess, because then I started getting harassment in the night, not letting me sleep. So that's kind of an interesting thing. I had the thought that she was wandering around the neighborhood telling people about me and stuff like that, and they were like, oh, wow, she had a life once upon a time. It backfired. But yeah, so I try to talk about the things that I'm reading, the things that come to mind. Not trying to promote myself as very much. I'm not asking for money. I would probably get in trouble if I accepted any money. And I'm not trying to be deceptive about what religion I actually am. Um, you know, um, I was thinking about the difference between people who call themselves Buddhist and people who call themselves Bon, is that the Buddhists sometimes will pitch in for things a little bit less direct, not in every case. In some cases, they get together and they support a congregation, and they support um, festivals, they support temples, they support um, uh, lectures, sermons, and such, retreats and things like that. Other times, they're just giving money for various things a little bit randomly. Um, we would do the previous thing in Bonn, giving money for just random stuff. We don't really do. And one of the things too is it's typically not money. It's labor. It's we use a barter system more often. So when I brought ginseng and pine needles to Kenshin, then he gave me instructions and everything that he could stuff in my head, and then showed up to stuff more in because you never inhale fully. But if I had brought money, his associate would have been interested in making sure that I continued to be able to do that somehow, in whatever way. So that's some of the things that, there's all kinds of different details and things. But yeah, his explanation of Om Mani Padme Hum was very neat. It almost made me want to do it, but my guru said, my students don't do that. So we do Om Hum or even Ah Om Hum, but not Om Mani Padme Hum. But it's a neat one though.